If you have no arm and hand movement after a stroke, this video is for you. This 10-minute workout goes through around 5 minutes of mental imagery and 5 minutes of active visualization exercises to help you kickstart arm and hand movement after a stroke. Let's get into it. For this first half, we are going to do some mental imagery exercises. And if that term is new to you, all this means is that you are going to be closing your eyes and picturing these movements in your head. You're going to be picturing how everything feels, even though you're not actively going to be moving. So what I'd like you to start off by doing is closing your eyes. First, I just want you to take a big deep breath in through your nose. Feel your lungs filling up, and then breathe that breath out. Feeling your chest decompress a little bit and being very present in your body. So to start off, the first half of this mental imagery exercise, we're just gonna focus on exercises and how it feels in your body. What I'd like you to do is picture yourself shrugging your shoulders up to your ears and then pushing them down to the ground. I want you to feel the heaviness of your shoulders as you picture yourself lifting them. Again, though, you're not actually lifting, you're just picturing yourself and then pushing them down to the ground, feeling that stretch along your upper trapezius muscle, which runs along the side and back of your neck and to the top of your shoulder. Push those shoulders up again and then push them down to the floor. Now, I want you to picture yourself taking both of your arms and raising them all the way up to the ceiling and then lowering them. Arms are heavy. Feel the weight of your arms as you lift them up. They get heavier the longer that you hold them up. So try to hold them up in your mind. Hold them up, hold them up. Feel that weight getting heavier as you hold your arms up against gravity, and then slowly lower them, feeling that tension in your muscles just wanting to let you drop them, but you don't. You lower them slowly. Now this time, take your arms out to the side, almost like you're flapping your wings, but keep your elbows straight, all the way up and over your head. Again, feeling the heaviness of gravity as you raise your arms. Let's try that again, up and overhead. Very nice. Slowly lowering, feeling the tension in your arms, in your shoulders especially, as you lower your arms. Now this time, I want you to picture yourself bending both of your elbows. They're both bending up. You feel your forearms touching your bicep. And then you straighten out those arms and you feel yourself reaching as far out in front of you as you can. Bend those elbows again. Very nice. Again, feeling your forearms touch your biceps. Maybe you even take your thumb and touch your shoulder. And then pushing your arms out straight. This time I want you to bend your wrist and all of your fingers back. Picture that in your mind. Try to feel what that feels like in your mind. And then bend your wrist, keep your fingers straight. Take your wrist back, extend it. Extend all your fingers, making them as straight as possible. And then let's go ahead and relax here, bringing your arms back down to your legs. Now this time, for the last couple seconds in this exercise, I want you to picture something functional. We're gonna think about brushing your teeth. Picture that you are holding the toothpaste tube in one hand and you're holding the toothbrush in the other hand. You've got a tight grip on both. And you take the toothpaste in your affected hand and you squeeze that toothpaste tube until the toothpaste comes out. You smell that minty freshness, and then you take your time and with good coordination, you put that on your toothbrush. I want you to practice holding the toothbrush in your affected hand, in your mind, and going through the motion of brushing your teeth back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, putting force through that arm, through that hand, through the wrist and the elbow. Smelling that minty freshness, hearing the water running as you're standing at your sink in the bathroom. Okay, go ahead and relax. I want you to go ahead and open up your eyes. We're gonna take a slight break here as we transition from the mental imagery piece where you had your eyes closed to now the active visualization. So this is where you are going to be watching me going through the movements. I still don't want you moving. I want you watching. We are engaging mirror neurons in your brain to activate, to make your brain, to trick your brain into thinking that you're actually doing these movements. So we're gonna start off with those shoulder shrugs again. So recall when you were picturing it in your brain, this is where we're lifting shoulders up, up, up to your ears and then pushing down to the ground. You know, because we just did that mental imagery piece, think about what that feels like as you watch me, lifting your shoulders, feeling the heaviness of that movement, and then pushing them down to the ground, feeling that stretch here along your upper trapezius. Pushing up and down. We're gonna do repetitions here as you're watching me. Great job. Again, you're not doing any of these movements. You're just watching, you're engaging your brain. You're not looking away, you're not getting distracted by your phone. You're here with me, right? Active visualization means that you are actively engaged in this. That's how this works. Okay, we're gonna stop that exercise. What I'd like you to do now, we're raising our arms up overhead, feeling the weight of our arms, and then lowering. And by we, I mean you're watching me, right? Just watching this movement, seeing what this movement is supposed to look like, what typical movement looks like, right? As we raise arms, you can still take that mental imagery piece and think about how heavy it is to lift arms, right? But I want you to think about lifting in this typical movement. So if you don't have this typical movement, right? This is for people who don't have movement. You're thinking about what this looks like and what this feels like. Let's go ahead and take those arms out to the side. You're watching this now. Arms coming up and overhead. Still remaining engaged, actively watching this, right? Actively watching these exercises, watching these movements that I'm doing. Stay with me, you're doing great. Picturing how your shoulders might be getting heavy. I know that mine are, as you continue going through this. Now, fix my mic here. Now this time we're gonna bend up the elbows, feeling that forearm against the bicep and pushing out so straight. Bending the elbows, you're just watching, thinking about what this movement feels like. Doing it with both arms, what that feels like. Very nice. We're gonna do a few more of these. Good. And then let's go ahead and stick arms straight out as you continue to watch, bending wrist back, fingers back, extending them. Oh, getting such a good stretch, feeling the stretch, especially along your palm and the underside of your fingers. Those tendons are stretched as you extend. Bending wrist down, keeping fingers relatively straight, and then bringing them back again. Doing great. Keep it going. Keep watching. Stay with me because we're almost there. All right, fantastic. Let's bring those fingers back again, wrist back, really feeling the stretch along the palm side of your hand. Okay, for the last little bit of this exercise, you're gonna watch me and we're gonna pretend to brush our teeth together, or you're gonna be watching me do this. So we're going to take the toothpaste tube. Don't actually have to have it. We're just picturing, right? Squeezing, squeezing, squeezing the tube, what that feels like, to then place it onto the toothbrush. You can set that off to the side. Switch hands, holding that small toothbrush in your hand, moving from side to side, moving your wrist as you try to get the upper teeth, the lower teeth, the front teeth, and feeling those slight movements of what that might be like as you brush your teeth. Very slight movements, very slight shifts here. Okay, I want you to stop there, but that's where we're gonna leave it today. Thank you all for showing up for yourselves, for being here with me and going through this workout today. As always, I'm gonna leave a link down in the description if you'd like to sign up for the email list, which gets you free stroke recovery tips and motivational emails, as well as a free copy of my ebook, The Stroke Recovery Pocket Guide. Please make sure that you hit the subscribe button and give this video a like if you found it helpful. And if you find value in what we do here at Post Stroke, please consider gifting us, either by giving us a super thanks by clicking in the YouTube bar below, by giving us a one-time donation via PayPal, or by becoming a Patreon member, where in exchange for a monthly donation, you get access to cool perks like social media shoutouts, behind the scenes footage, and YouTube shoutouts, of which I have 2 today. Thank you so much to Heather G and Lee S for continuing to contribute at the Empower tier. We cannot do what we do without you. And thank you to all of our other Patreon supporters. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next time.